For much more on all things Hamilton Golf and Country Club, now joining us is their COO, Alan Carter, who joins us again here on Golf Talk Canada. Alan, what's going on?
Hey, it's we're about to be slowing down. It's nice to be getting near the end of what was an unbelievable and crazy season.
I was just going to ask you that right off the hop because 2024 was a great year for golf in Canada overall. But of course, Hamilton Golf and Country Club, the host of the RBC Canadian Open, as you reflect and look back on the year that was, what stands out to you?
Well, I wish you would have gotten a little less moisture over that week, but I'll tell you what, I it did. If you'd have asked us to sort of put up some goals or some boxes to check for that week, I really think that we would be very happy with how all of those things went. To hear the players be, it was a little bit of an unknown. We weren't the same golf course they experienced in 2019. So we had a pretty good idea they were going to enjoy the changes, but it really, until it happens, you never know.
Yeah, I'm really glad you said that too, because I remember when Rory McIlroy won the 2019 RBC Canadian Open, I was standing in a media scrum that Rory was doing after his third round 5 years ago, and he said that day was one of the best atmospheres he's ever
Mhm.
played in, period. And Rory had some great comments as well about the renovation that Hamilton went through as well prior to the 24 RBC Canadian Open. When you hear guys say how much they like the renovation, especially Rory himself. How much does that mean?
It means a lot. Obviously we know that Canada has a soft spot for Rory. It was great for him to be he really did enjoy Hamilton back in 19, and obviously St. George's the next time around when he won that thing technically back to back. But
Mhm.
it's he doesn't he's got so many obligations in that week, so he doesn't get to see a whole lot of the golf course prior to getting to go. So it was great to hear him make, certainly he knew that the low scores weren't quite so easy to be had in 22 this year. So yeah, I talked about precision, he talked about the roll-offs, he talked about some of those little details that definitely are make Hamilton not quite the same place it was in 2019.
For sure. So a lot of people obviously watched the RBC Canadian Open on TV at Hamilton Golf and Country Club. They walked around the golf course, but I'm guessing a lot of our audience perhaps hasn't actually played the golf course. So for those who don't know about the renovation, tell our audience about what went down at Hamilton Golf and Country Club in regards to the renovation.
Yeah, well, pretty much right in the fall of 2019, after we had hosted, the golf course was ready. There comes a time, every golf course has got it's a living, breathing thing, and it's
Hmm.
got life cycles, bunkers, greens, all of those things. And the club undertook, all 27 holes being redone, new irrigation systems. Every green was brand new. All the bunkering was redone, and that was all done under the advice of a gentleman named Martin Ebert, who works on many of the courses of the British Open Rota. So he definitely knows. We wanted to keep with, Harry Colt. We're very one of the very few places that get the chance to put beside our name that Harry Colt was a part of the creation that went on here. But so as soon as that fall started, the club would have gradually started to make its way through all 27 holes being renovated. And it was as we got to unveil it, challenges obviously through COVID to do all that work. It was really it's been a labor of love for the members and all of us as we've come through it, and to hear all the positive comments afterwards on, you never know where all that's going to go, and to hear the real positive vibes from everybody about what was done here on this wonderful old golf course is was really great to hear.
Well, I'm glad you said that as well because I got to play the golf course for RBC Canadian Open Media Day. And I remember walking, I think it was down the fourth or fifth hole, and texting Ralph Bauer, who we both know very well, obviously, and just saying, man, I'm so in love with this golf course. And it just seems way more open. The views, it really just opened up so much of the golf course as well. And to your point earlier, I just wish early in the week we didn't get all that rain because the day we played it, in mid-May. It was firm, it was fast. Just imagine what it would be like to see the best in the world play under those conditions.
Yeah, there's certainly, tree removal is a part of it. There's grass and trees don't always get along the best as possible. So it's things that have to be done. But obviously, anybody who's been around this piece of property knows really is a spectacular topography that we get the opportunity to play golf on here. And once you get out there, some of those views now that you can see more than just the hole you're playing, they're pretty spectacular. And yeah, it was unfortunate. It's we were just we had that moisture that weekend before, and a little bit more early in the week, and we were just starting to get a little bouncy on Saturday, and then boom, another little dose of rain. But yeah, this place, it's been designed now to try to involve more of the ground game and in and around the greens. And if you could take advantage and have a little bit more of that, take a role rather than these guys throwing darts like they can do. But all things being said, the place didn't get beat up. We're not, we play under 7,100 yards, and it was nice to see it stand up as a test of golf for everyone as well.
It certainly was a great test of golf for the pros that week. And those who voted on our Bushnell Top 50 Canadian rankings also love the golf course. Number 4 on the private side on our Bushnell Top 50 Canadian rankings. When you see that number 4 on the private side for Hamilton Golf and Country Club, how special is that?
It's very special. I happen to be a panelist on a couple of publications that there are out there. We always talk about it. It's a talking point. No, 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 none of these are perfect, but it's always good to be recognized and to be appreciated. And I know we've got a pretty cool place here. Even from my time before I ever started working here, I always knew how special Hamilton was, and to be able to see it come out of Reno and still holding its own and even moving its way up in some of those publications ratings. It is very, very special, and but it deservedly so, as you've alluded to.
I can't wait to get back out there. It's one of my favorites for sure. Now, Alan, as we wrap here, this is one of the most storied properties in all of golf. It's been around since 1894. For you personally, how much of an honor is it to work at Hamilton Golf and Country Club, which is such a great and historic property?
Well, you always strive. I've been very lucky in my career to work at some pretty cool places, and just to be able to say that you're the director of golf in Jasper, and spend 7 years at the Edmonton Country Club, another historic place in Western Canada. But this is one that is obviously a soft spot where it's Canadian Opens and Canadian Amateurs and international events. And, my gosh, there's a photo downstairs in my grill room with Bobby Jones sitting down having a sandwich. This place there's been some legends that have had the opportunity to play and compete here. But you know what? This place it's an amazing membership. They love their golf. There's a lot of good players around here. We are very busy when it comes to all of our competitive golf here. And, I'm very proud to say that this is where I get to hang my hat. It's a very cool place, and we would love looking after it. And we look forward to what's to come next.
Well, Hamilton Golf and Country Club is one of the best golf courses in all of Canada. Alan, thanks so much for your time today. Have a great off season, my friend, and we'll talk to you early in 2025.
Thanks, Adam.